kind of following Dad around. He's been loading logs. I had to go look at a job, then come back and met up with him. Now he's already got the first set of logs from the other side of the road. Now this set over here, I wanted to come with him because you could see out there it was getting kind of soft with the skidder when I was pushing these logs up. But I wanted to make sure Dad could get out all right, so I come over here that way if I need to go over and get the skidder, because I didn't haul the skidder out yet, just for this reason. I'm actually in Dad's Dodge. My Ford's getting a new set of mirrors put on it because hauling equipment Sunday, a turkey flew into the side of my truck and busted out the glass on my rear view mirror, or side mirrors, whatever you want to call them. My rear view as far as I'm concerned. Luckily it didn't break the whole complete piece, because if I had to replace the whole unit itself, it was a little over $1,350, which is pretty ridiculous for a plastic mirror, but so be it. Now the old Mack, it's not going to win any beauty contest by any means. We've had this old truck and loader. Dad's had the loader a lot longer than the truck. I think we put this truck together in 2005, and it's just what it is. It's an old truck. It's a behind the cab mount loader. We don't haul too much with it. Dad hauls some logs local, and that's about it. He hauls them back to the yard. Jobs like this where we just buy the timber lump sum standing, we'll haul it back to the yard, or like the Macon, some of the Macon around here we're buying, or pallet materials, whatever it may be. And we'll try to check out the yard here in just a little bit. Dad's got quite a few logs on the yard right now. Pretty good little pile of walnut. Good pile of pecan. Just some stuff he's been cutting, some stuff I've helped him cut. 75 years old, my dad still stays pretty active. He's in the woods about every day. He'll cut a little jag of logs, get them out, haul them, just whatever. He stays pretty busy. I do enjoy getting to work with my dad. In the last couple of days, we've worked together. But unfortunately, here later today, I've got to hook up the trailer and head back north. We're headed to Tonganoxie, Kansas this evening with a skid steer to cut a little jag of walnut. I would say here in the next couple of weeks, me and Dad will be working together quite a bit, because we've got some pretty good jobs coming up around home we got to get taken care of. Now, that's an old Barco 40 loader, so it's a dinosaur. I've tried to get Dad to look at something newer, but he's pretty content with that old loader. He seems to like it. It gets the job done. Like I said, we don't haul too many logs anymore. It's been a good loader over the years. It's pretty outdated now, you know, but it'll still pick up pretty good size log. In the recent weeks, we have talked about adding another truck, a 10-wheeler truck with a loader to the fleet, just because anymore we get so many calls about 5 or 6 or 7, however many trees, you know, when it's just a few, when really it'd be nice just to go and be able to have the ability just to buy them standing, cut them, haul them back home to the yard, and kind of set them back for merchandising. We're always looking at ways to be more versatile and try to offer our clients more options when it comes to us harvesting their timber or buying their timber. I've got a little bit of time on a loader, not much. When I was younger, I used to play around with this truck on the yard, just sorting out logs. I've run it up and down the road a few times, but I'm not a super trucker by any means. The old truck runs real good. That Mack's got a 350 Mack engine with a 10-speed behind it, and it's got all kinds of power. Like I said, the loader, I'd sure like to see a 120 Prentice on there, or Serco 85, or even a 124 Prentice. Rotoback, even a new Barco 80. Something with continuous rotation and joystick control. That would be pretty cool. And if I ever get to the point where I'm ready to buy a truck, I'll be looking at something like that. And personally, me, I would rather have a behind the cab mount loader. I know a lot of guys around run tail mounts. They have the option to pull the pup trailer with a set of bunks on their pup. That's really not what I'd be looking at doing. Like I said, it all comes down to just kind of what works best for you. And I think for what we do, just the behind the cab mount loader would work good for me. I'd still pull a pintle hitch behind the truck with a log skidder, but I would just as soon have a behind the cab mount loader instead of a tail mount. Just about got him. We'll head to the yard here and see if he can get unloaded. Pulling on to Dad's yard here. This is a pile of pecan we got going on. Of course, that's we're trying to buy up and cut a lot of that pecan right now. We've got two other piles on different job sites right now, about like this, just piled up. Got a little ash over here, and a sycamore. Some sycamore there, an old box elder, some pallet type material, and I've got a pretty good row of walnut going up here, and just some other miscellaneous pallet logs, nods and ends. Yeah, Dad's got a pretty good bunch of logs here on the yard right now, really. This pecan, like I said, we're buying up a lot of this pecan and hickory in the area right now, and you can see some of this stuff's pretty small. If you guys remember from the videos here a few weeks ago, like even that little bitty stuff like right there, yeah, we can utilize a lot of the tree just because all this stuff's being ground up. They're running it right through a grinder, so it's a really good deal for our landowners and us both, just because a big part of the tree's utilized. It's bought by the ton, and a lot of people always think like, hey, the sap's coming up, so the tree should weigh more. Well, there's kind of some truth to that, and there's kind of like a myth-busted truth to that. Really, a lot of these trees weigh just as much as the wintertime because they're holding and retaining. Because when that sap's flowing, it's putting a lot of it out to the leaves as well. So that's what they tell us anyway. The gentleman that buys our stuff, which this is the only time we've ever sold anything by the ton, and it's really turned out to be a good deal. There's no guessing anything on the footage, it's just strictly going off weight and set of scales, so it works out to be pretty good. And here in the Stockton area and kind of surrounding areas, on north along the Osage River, lower part of the Sac River, Marmaton, Bates County drainage up through there's quite a bit of pecan. And even like here on Dad's place, we cut quite a bit of pecan off Dad's place here, and the neighbors that join it. So the pecan deal's been really good for us. Like this ash and stuff, this has come off that clearing project where they're putting in the new bridge out west of Stockton here that Dad's been logging on. That's some really good ash in there, actually. But usually going into summer, a lot of the mills don't want the ash because it's real bad about staining. It's hard to keep the ash and the maple. It will stain if you don't get it sawed right away. So hopefully we can find a good home for this ash and not just sell it for pallet material. Usually the ash deal for us here in our area, a lot of times it'll top out around 75 cents a foot, so $7.50 a thousand. Ash has never really been a big hot commodity item around here. It's I don't mind cutting it because usually you can get into some good little bunches of it on the creeks and rivers. It cuts easy. I always enjoy cutting the ash and maple. I think a lot of it's just the locations we cut it. Dad, get these off here. We'll try to drive up there and look at the walnut pile. So he's got some busters in there. I think he's got one up there, a veneer log. I think it's a 929 veneer log. He's got some other brutes in there too. Dad, he's like an old bloodhound when it comes to this walnut. I mean, he's real good about hunting it out. Of course, living here in the area all his life and being the outdoorsman, whether it be cutting timber or coon hunting or trapping or hunting. He used to turkey hunt. I mean, any kind of hunting there was, that was Dad. That was his lifestyle, between hunting and trapping and fishing, being on the river and running dogs. He's just always been an outdoorsman his whole life, so he's always had a pretty good eye of where this walnut's growing and where it's at and where good trees are, and he still does have a good eye for finding it. So over here, got some sycamore up here in this pile here. Of course, there's a pretty good walnut there on the end. Got some good sycamore there as far as size goes. Just a little bit of everything here on the yard. And we always try to keep some logs on the yard. Always try to keep some stuff available. Like moving stuff in and out. We do fill some special orders here on the yard. We get calls, people wanting a certain type of log. When I say type, as far as specs on it, you know, like for instance, let's say on this walnut, let's just say like they're wanting like a rotary grade veneer, or, you know, tabletop type logs. So we try to keep a little bit of that stuff on hand, and of course we try to move it as fast as we can, but always try to keep a steady flow of it coming in. Pretty good log there, really. Got a rough log getting ready to come off there. Little short-bodied thing. Yep, the old Mac. She's that setup ain't gonna win a race or a beauty contest, but we sure move a lot of logs with it. It's been a good old loader. If you like what you see, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for all of our latest videos.